What's up, bro?
Gang,
Peace
what's
and
going
power,
on,
man.
brother?
Can you hear me okay? Yeah, absolutely.
I hear you. Can you
Absolutely.
hear me? Good, good, good. It's
Man,
so good
when
to
I
see
say
you. How
I'm
you
super
feeling?
thankful, man, supremely thankful, man. And thanks for having me on your show, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You welcome. You welcome. I saw that you were out biking
Yeah.
earlier this afternoon
Yeah.
with your crew. Let's talk a little bit about that. Is that something you do on a regular, or was today
No,
like
man.
the day?
What's up, cuz? Today was just one of the many days that I cycle, man. It's a part of my lifestyle. It's a part of my routine, my regimen, and it's something that I do. I call it my doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because it I can disconnect from
Yeah.
the phone. I can disconnect from all the other distractions, and I can lock in on my temple. I can connect with Yahweh and just do it like that, bro. So that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, because you motivated me. Now, I got up, I got out the house, I walked a couple of blocks. I didn't get on a bike now, but I was definitely inspired when I was
No,
looking at your posts. I'm like, dang. And not you weren't just by yourself, but the community. I think for me, it always takes me there, right? To have community of people holding you
absolutely,
accountable to
bro.
the very
And at
thing,
the end of the
right?
day, like, when you have the camaraderie and you have people that are vibrating on a similar frequency, it helps with whatever you're doing. It helps you to achieve that, right? If you have, you know what I'm saying, that are
Yeah.
doing similar things and have similar outlooks on life, that kind of helps, with the camaraderie, right? Like on the days you don't feel like doing, on the days I don't feel like cycling,
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, my group. But then again, I also go by myself. Like I said, man, this is totally a lifestyle thing for me. Like cycling changed my life. When I left, well, I was having a lot of knee problems. I was so used to taking a lot of opioids, pain breaks and
Yeah.
anti-inflammatory and all that stuff. And so, when you have a chance to really, unlearn those old habits and relearn, and then find something, I had to find something that was low impact, but it still gave me an opportunity to be active. And cycling was the thing. And so
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just go back a little bit. I know you mentioned this now that you played for the NFL. Anybody who was not under a
no,
rock would know that you played for the NFL. You also played for the CFL. You did that for 10 years of your life. And I want to kind of just go back to living in South Florida, where you originally from. Was that the original dream? Was that something you wanted to do from young? Or was it something that
no, off
happened
top, bro.
in
Like at the
school?
end of the day, since I was 7 years old, football was it. And in Florida, it's a religion, man, to play that game. And my town, Pompano Beach,
Yeah.
we produce so many amazing athletes, over the years. But yeah, man, football was at the forefront of my mind. Now I didn't know that I was gonna be good enough to play at the highest level, right? But I knew I wanted to do
Yeah.
it, and I knew I had a focus and a determination and a drive to achieve it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
hmm Nah, man, that's great. So you go, you do this professionally, you do college ball, you do NFL, 10 years, 11 professional teams. By
All
team
right.
one, I would have been one out. But you did 11. All right.
No,
Overachiever. You did 11. After what point in the league were you like, there's so much more to life
okay.
than just this?
That's a great question. My first book is called Greater Than the Game. And, my career was very tumultuous, man. I really, just based on my talent, I should have made $100 million just playing football. I was that good. In Florida, I broke the single season
Yeah.
sack record in the state of Florida, 6A football. At that time, that was the biggest class when I was coming out of football that you could have. I had 26 quarterback sacks in a and so I had the grades, but the crazy thing is, bro, when I left Pompano, I went to an all-white high school in Altamont Springs, which is right outside of Orlando. Had I done half of what I did at
Right.
that white high school, predominantly white high school, I would have went to any. Had I done half of what I did at Lake Brantley at Ely, which is where I would have went to any school in the nation. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I would have had 12 sacks at
Right.
Ely, I would have went to any school in the nation. But and then when I ended up going to Bethune-Cookman, I had 40 quarterback sacks in my career. Man, I was a 3-time All-American. I won the same award as Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, and Michael Strahan. I was the Black College Player of the Year. So I was going to get drafted high. But had I done half of what I did at Bethune, at like let's say Florida State, I would have got drafted anywhere. So
right,
my career, was very tumultuous because my talent didn't line up with, my journey, right? Being on 11 teams, very, very difficult to be a journeyman playing this game, man. When, man, at one point I was sleeping in my car. I had a Range Rover, right? I was sleeping in my Range Rover in Canada, bro, when I was in the CFL. It was crazy. But all of that taught me how to be greater than the game. And that's why my book, Greater Than the Game, it showed me that you can't be, stamped or affirmed by what you do. You know what I'm saying? Or even what you have. You have to have something that's more innate within inside of you to let you know your value. Because when you find out your value, you know your worth. So that's what football really was one of my greatest teachers at that time in my life, because I was able to release, the stigma, and then I was able to really cultivate new ideas, cultivate a new and recreate myself in so many ways. But these are gifts that I already had in me, but because I was putting all the energy towards football, they weren't able to.
You couldn't really see.
Without saying too much. And then I guess the other thing of it, on the spiritual side, man, I wasn't ready to receive everything that y'all had for me, at that time, because to be honest, man, I was just immature spiritually. So I would have killed myself. If my talent would have matched my fame, if my fame would have matched my talent, and my check would have matched my talent, I would have been in a bad situation, because I wasn't ready to handle everything that comes with that territory, and I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah. You know something you said as I was like doing my research and scrolling through your page, you said something like, your gifts never pass you. You may pass it.
Yes, sir.
But it will never pass you. And in my mind, I was like, first of all, I was sitting there mind blown, because I'm like, how many times are we not prepared for the gifts that we already have because of our insecurity or immaturity or lack of knowledge? You know what I mean? So for you, at what point were you like, okay, this made room for me to be able to do this other thing or to be this other thing, but football isn't it no more. I have to pave the way that Yah has for me.
I think, I was able to really come into the realization of things being bigger than football when I was in college. Her and I started a nonprofit called Cedar Foundation. We started that together my rookie year in the league. But when I was at Bethune, she used to bring young ladies from an orphanage to her house, and she used to teach them women's etiquette, right? And me being a selfish, young man, I got a full ride scholarship. I'm like, man, you give time and money, I need some new J's. Like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? Not really thinking about the fact that your mother is feeding into young people and planting a seed into them, and that turns into a reward. You know what I'm saying? You able to do that kind of stuff. I ended up being one of the players because I was an All-American, because I was articulate. They used to send me, the college used to send me to elementary, middle school, and high schools in the area to go speak to these schools. And the energy that I got back from that was so rewarding that it ended up, man, being like so rewarding. I get chills right now thinking about it, bro, because to be able to speak life into somebody is a very powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's especially into young people who they get so much death speaking into them every day. I just made a post today. I was talking about how everything that we consume today is dead. The food is dead. The TV's dead. The politics are dead. The music, everything's dead. So then when people hear life, they don't want to hear life because life is not palatable to them anymore. Everything they're consuming is dead. So, it was just a beautiful thing. So I ended up doing the same thing my mom was doing in a different way, right? And so when I was able to synergize those thoughts and that idea, CETA just turned into, now 19 years later, man, we've had 9 after school programs here in the city of Atlanta. And, you know, before COVID hit, man, we were rocking and rolling, but we're looking to get that back started along with a few of the other agendas that we do, you know, every year.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who do not know, CETA means creating empowerment through autonomy. And for those who I got to break it down even a little bit further. Autonomy is your own thinking, guys. It's the independence of having your own thoughts. And when you're younger, your thoughts are tied so much into what people think, what people say, what people do, how people feel about you, that we lose ourselves. We lose our independence. So to be able to create a space where you are allowing young people to think for themselves.
No,
key,
brother,
especially
I will
now.
tell you, you're absolutely right. And really, you know, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Those same thoughts that were birthed into young people, those young people become old people. And it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
So they're stuck in their ways. A lot of people don't want to release. I always say you don't want to release tradition, but and open your hand to truth. You don't want to release religion and open your hand to righteousness, because it's been so inundated and conditioned and manipulated to think a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, everything that I went through with football, you know, it really did and does help me as a speaker, as an author, as a father, as an actor. Like, all of it go as an entrepreneur, it all goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in a sport like pro football, where, you know, you're only as good as your last play, not even your last game. And you're talking about, unless you got a huge signing bonus and a big contract on deck, you know, your contract's not guaranteed in football. So if you sign a bonus, you in trouble, you know. And so, like, you're expendable, you know. And so that's why I always, and I can say this on this platform, but my acronym for NFL is niggas for lease. They used to sell slaves, now they lease slaves, because that word ignorant. And so if you're ignorant to whatever you're involved in, then that's what happens. You become a slave. And they call football players gladiators. Gladiators were 8 slaves that fought to the death in front of a coliseum of people. And they call you that to your face, but you don't know, because society is like, oh, NFL is the biggest thing, and football and money and boom, boom. But the wealthiest people in the world don't play sports. The wealthiest people in the world don't have a degree. The wealthiest people in the world produce.
Come on.
They manufacture things, but because we've been only taught that I'm gonna be an athlete, artist, entertainer, especially melanated people, dope boy, stripper, like that's the only way I can get it. But no ways for you to get it, especially for those of you who are melanated. To me, if you jump higher than everybody else in the world, then you should be able to elevate your mind higher. If you run faster, then you should be able to run your consciousness. If your hair grow up to God and everybody else hair grow down, then you should see that you have value and you have something different than anybody else in the world possesses. You know what I'm saying? You heal from the sun. Everybody else get killed from the sun. But we don't see value because since kindergarten, you've been taught you as a slave. So you don't really understand and understand who you really truly are. So you chase everything that society tells you to chase until you lift the veil and you're like, hold up. I got the money, I got the house, I got the car, but I still have no peace. I'm still broke.
I'm still broken. I'm still confused.
And so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a beautiful thing to know who you are and to really recognize the true value in it and live it out. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. I tell people that all the time. I'm not flawless, but I'm faithful to my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like your purpose is the number one thing in your life. It's more important than your mom, your dad, your children. Your purpose supersede anything, because if you don't live out your purpose, then you're not going to be the best you for the people around you, man. So like that's where it is for me. And football was such a tumultuous thing, bro, because it was hard for me to see somebody who I was better than make more money than me or be in a better position. But I had to realize that if I put all my energy into the check, right? So many people chase paper and they don't chase purpose. And you get the paper,
Come
bro,
on.
you're like I said earlier, you end up being empty because you don't know you don't have the value of what goes behind that, right? So that's where it's at, man. And I don't want to take too much time on the question, but yeah, man, it's dope.
No, that was it. That was it. Like
Mm-hmm.
a caged mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
A caged mind. And you know, especially because we're just coming out of May, and May is like Mental Health Awareness Month. And you were just kind of touching on, like, you know, having this paper, but then not having peace, right? That we're so busy chasing something instead of taking on what's already given to us, embracing what's already given to us. And that's that balance and that peace and that joy that you can't get.
No,
You just you can't buy. You know what I mean?
You know, I always tell people, man, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. Oh, because when you find out really truly who you are and you living it out, it's not gonna be palatable to everybody. So it's like I'm like, out of 100% of the people in the world, man, 25% of those people will love you, but they can be persuaded to hate you. 25 will hate you, but can't be persuaded to love you. 25% people will hate you no matter what you do, and 25% gonna love you no matter what you do. What's the moral of the story? You'll never please everybody. So you gotta lock your purpose. You gotta have what I call an inner standing. The most important standing in the world is not under, it's not over, but it's inner. We've been so taught to look without, Courtney, that we don't look within, homie. Because when you start within, now you can stop pointing fingers at everybody else when something bad happens. You can say, no, I laid down with that lady and me and her didn't vibrate on the same frequency. No, I did that business deal with somebody who wasn't processing information like me. No, so it's like, it's easy to say, man, I'm self-made, right? When something good happens, oh, boy, I did that, I work hard. But then when something bad happens, you point the finger, but you don't see the three back at you. It's ridiculous, man.
Come on.
You know, and so to me, the most important thing that we have to do, and that I did, I won't say what nobody else has to do. The most important thing I did, I start changing what I consume. Meaning, what I consume in my food. I started changing what I consume on my body. Whatever you put on you, you should be able to put in you. If you can't cook that lotion, don't put it on your body. It's toxins. How did they get cancer? Oh, well, they wore Lubriderm their whole life. That means just think about it, bro. Like, so when I started changing the consumption in my music, the consumption in my food, the consumption in my company I keep, the consumption in everything that I do, right? Then my life started to shift because my thoughts were clear. You know what I'm saying? I was more, and when you're more grounded, you make better decisions, because every day we wake up, we have choices and chances. You have choices and chances, man. And so that's what it is for me, bro. I'm just thankful to be in a place where, you know, I've been able to make some good choices and take some good chances, and that hadn't always worked out, you know, the way I thought it would work out, but it worked out, you know, very well, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
because to go back to what we were talking about earlier, your gifts are going to make room, right? What's meant for you will always be for you. It's not going to pass you, and even if you have to divert, the gift is still there. Sometimes you got to prepare yourself for the very thing that is meant for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So to kind of go into your ladder, you get into TV and film. So a lot of times when I see athletes going in that direction, I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Another damn athlete in you know, in this side of life. But for you, you're amazing because it's the gift. You understand what I'm saying? It's not forced. It's not, well, you know what? I got money, so let me go and shoot a commercial. It's a gift. So for you, when did you decide that was something you wanted to do? And how did you find joy in that?
I literally stumbled upon acting while I was waiting to get picked back up on a team. So I was like, it was 2000, I want to say 2012. And I was the highest paid defensive player in the CFL at the time, but my team released me after free agency. So here I am, like March, and I'm like looking for a team. Well, one of my buddies was like, bro, there's a new show here filming in Atlanta called Necessary Roughness, and they need real football players to be a part of this program. So I'm like, what, be an extra? Man, I'm not being a background actor. I'm good. Because my brother grew up in film, and I went with him sometimes. My brother used to do work when we lived in Orlando. He was with Disney, Universal, and so I've been on these sets.
Yeah,
bro, I'm not about to be a background actor. All right, I'm cool on that, man. So I ended up going out there, and the first day they stand me next to the main character, bro, and the producer comes up to me and is like, "You want to read? Would you like to read for a part?" It was small, like 1-2 lines, whatever. I'm like, "Yeah." So I read for it, and then boom, from that point on, bro. And I ended up signing back to the Ravens at that time, and then I went back to that, but it was my first speaking role. And then when I knew it was real was the day I got released from my team in Canada. 2 days later, I got booked on For Better or Worse to be a police officer. You know, and so at that point in time, I'm like, maybe I need to take this serious. And man, I'm so thankful I did, because TV film was always just a conduit for my true passion, which is a speaker. As you can tell, like speaking and helping people change the way that we think is, you know, my true passion. But I've been able to leverage, you know, the arts, man, and acting and entertainment or whatever, to be able to continue to keep, you know, our brand alive, so that people want to hear what you got to say, you know, because unfortunately people are impressionable. And if you ain't doing, don't want to, unfortunately, you could be saying the truth all day, but if you're not, you know, on somebody's TV screen, don't nobody want to hear from you, man. And it's unfortunate that that's the case, but that's the reality that we live in.
And it is the reality. But, you know, I think I also, to just kind of add to that, we create our own narratives, right? We create our own trajectory. We create our own stories. And that's something that no one can take from us. You know, I always think about when I started this platform 10 years ago, and I would have like 3 people who tuned in, 1 person who tuned in, and I was like, well, God, what am I doing this for, right? I took a hiatus. I have a regular job, all of those things. I got sick, the kidney shut down, got a transplant, came back, and God was like, I didn't tell you to stop. Nowhere in your narrative or nowhere in the story did I tell you to stop, right? Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to know that what you're doing is purposeful, so that they are not afraid to live in their truth. And I think about that as you speak, and I'm like, there is no small things in life. God doesn't give us anything that is small, right? Everything that we're doing is going to touch somebody, whether it be 5 people or 5,000 people. You know what I mean?
And at the end of the day, like even with my following, right? Like I could post something that's enlightening and get no love. I can post something that's carnal and worldly and get all the love. At the end of the day, that's what people want. People want the bullshit, unfortunately. But I feel like the more you keep pounding and pounding and pounding away at that optimism, that positivity, those good vibes, they'll, you know, lock into what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening, and that's what you mean by controlling your narrative, because you can't allow you know, other people's opinion of you to matter. Your opinion of me is none of my business at the end of the day, and your is not gonna stop my. It's not gonna stop my purpose. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm always telling people, man, lock into what it is that you have envisioned for yourself, and then it'll come to fruition. The TV film stuff, man, is beautiful. I got a new show coming out with B. Simone and myself and a few other great notables called Finding Happy. That's coming out in September on Bounce, man. So shout out to Bounce, and the whole cast was dope. You know, I got a movie coming out next year called 80 for Brady, which is my scene, man, is with Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, Lily Tomlin, and Sally Fields. And if anybody knows TV film, like, they know those are like old Hollywood royalty, so to speak. And then I have The Game. We're going to be filming season 2 of The Game. So, man, that's coming back. So I'm excited for that, man. So, you know, man,
man. And it's just showing up for yourself, right? You have to do the work. Like when I saw you in Ruthless, I'm sorry, I don't know where Relentless came from. When I saw you in Ruthless, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this man is working. This man is working. Because I remember seeing you during COVID in Cobra Kai. And even though it was that one time, I was like,
bro,
okay, he's working.
But that's the
and
thing,
then I
though,
saw you
Courtney.
again.
Like, I've been in almost 30 productions. But if you're a day player, if you flash across the screen on a small little speaking role, nobody, and I won't even call it that. I need to back up. There's no role that's small. There's no speaking opportunity small. So when people see you, you know what I'm saying? They don't really see you. Like I was in Underground Railroad with Barry Jenkins, man. Right. And you know, people recognize me more from Cobra Kai than from that. Or I've had people recognize me more from Cobra Kai than even Ruthless. And I'm a serious regular. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's just how this business is. That's just how people's mind is, right? And so that's what you go with. And you know, at the end of the day, J50, what up, bro? At the end of the day, man, you just got to keep pushing. Whatever your vision is, a lot of people walking around with perfect eyesight, bro, and no vision. You have perfect eyesight on what it is that you want, but you don't have a vision on how to get there because your vision is so inundated with what society tells you to do and how they tell you to do it. And when you start standing on something that's very, very concrete and that you're convicted in, there's nothing to do with you, bro. Yeah. That's right. That is so true. So thinking about from how far you started, you know, CFL, NFL, to being a 2-time best-selling author, a motivational speaker, you know, having this seat of nonprofit, what can you say you've learned about yourself? Yeah, so like overall, to be honest, bro, like the thing I learned most about myself would be that the same thing that makes you great in one area, you can be great in another area of your life if you put the same focus and energy into it. But society tells us to do one thing. Society's like, you go get that one degree and you go work that one job and that's how you live your life. No. I subscribe to being an octopus. I have 8 different things going on. I got the real estate, I got the book, I got the speaking, I got the acting, I got, you know what I'm saying, entrepreneurship. So if TV film dries up and they say, we're going to cut this arm off, well, I still got all my other 7 arms to bring in the income. The other good thing about an octopus, certain species of them have literally 9 brains and 3 hearts. So if you try to take my mind, I got another one. If you try to take my heart away, I got another one. And that's what I've learned about myself, is that I have an octopus mentality. You're not going to take my mind. You're not going to take my heart. And if you try to cut off one of my arms, I got 7 more. You know, eventually, what the other thing about octopus, they will grow back that arm. So eventually, you know, we can do that again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about for me, bro. Because let me tell you something, man. Never giving up is a big thing. A lot of people want something, but they quit, you know, and you could be at the finish line, homie, and you just stop. Or you don't, like, people see the glory, they don't see the story, right? Like, they don't see the 75 auditions that I had to take to get 1 role, or the 100 auditions I took to get 1 callback, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't see that. They just, man, and you made it involved. Yeah. They don't know the grind. They don't know what the role you turned down because you stand on a certain principle and a certain moral and a certain ethic. They don't know that. They just, man, you living. No, but there's certain things that you have to be convicted about. And I think when you're convicted about something that's righteous to you, you don't have to be right in life. You got to be righteous. And we all know what righteousness looks like. You know what I'm saying? And so if you stand on something that's righteous, I promise you, whatever your vision is in life, it's going to manifest. Come on. Yeah, I just got, first of all, I had to take a moment of silence real quick because you dropped that gem this quick and you want to keep going. I had to stop for you just because, guys, if you didn't hear it, we're going to bring it back in the replay. But we got to bring it back in the replay. But that was a big one. You know what I mean? Like,
how can you expect to
Yes.
manifest without it, right? Like a lot of people, and I was just saying this. I did a talk with some youth the other day, and I'm like, manifest has become a word now that everybody wants to say. We want to manifest. We want to manifest, but a lot of times we use manifestation as a genie, right? Oh well,
Mm.
God's going to manifest this for me, or I'm going to manifest this, and it's like,
Oh,
oh well, I'm going to make this wish and it's going to happen, and it's like, no, if you don't do the work, then sit back down
bro,
until
it's
you're ready
like,
to get up
so
and go.
look at the word. It's man, I fest. Man, I fest. I fested this.
Come
And that's
on,
why I keep going back to the most important words in the English language starts with IN. Intellect, intimacy, integrity, insight, insecurities. IN. We keep looking, even encourage,
yep.
even though it says EN, but it's in. Your encouragement got to come. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. You're looking so
Come
far
on
out for
now.
all this stuff. And everything I just told you that they're giving you is dead. So it's like you're looking out and you're like, man, I'm not worthy. You think you're not worthy because when you look on Instagram, you don't have this kind of car. You don't live this kind of life, not knowing what these people had to do to even get that, not knowing the truth behind the picture, not knowing the value behind the video,
Yep.
right? You know what I'm saying? This is called
Come
tell our
on.
vision for a reason, because people tell lies and visions, right? Tell lie vision. But we don't want to recognize the tell lie vision. We listen, the money's locked up in the fantasy, not locked up in the truth. If money was locked up in the truth, more people would motherfucking tell truth. But money's locked up in the fantasy, so
That's right.
people want to be locked in this fantasy world. This is not a fantasy world. This is real. People are really dying from messed up diseases because they don't want to change what they eat. People are really dying from certain things because if I don't like my light, Courtney, I won't never celebrate your light. And speaking of celebrating your light, I gotta celebrate your light, brother, because you as an interviewer, you did your research, you asked great questions, you got an amazing love for what you're doing, man. So glad that I accepted and that you invited me to this, because it's beautiful to see another brother that really cares for our people. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing, man. Like I gotta pay homage to you and give you your roses too, bro. You know, at for real.
Thank you. I really do appreciate you. See, they ain't gonna try to get me all emotional in here, okay? They're not gonna do this. All right? But I have to say, I had so much fun. I had such a good time talking to you. I could do this for another hour. I know I have another show to do, but I love connections like this, right? I love to be able to come into this show. So we have an hour, but I in my mind I was even telling my PR I can talk to you for 2 hours. Before I met you, I'm like, I can talk to you for 2-3 hours because I just felt connected to your spirit before I met the person.
That's love. And
you know what I mean?
Like whatever you see in me got to be in you. If you see bad in me, goddamn, your bad is in you. If you see good is in you.
That's right.
So either way, I'm only a reflection of you. Whatever you see in me got to be in you. So now we have to start having a conversation about what are you seeing within. I keep saying it's all about within. If I love my light, the only reason I can celebrate your light, Courtney, is because I love mine. But if I didn't love mine, I would never celebrate.
Come on.
It would be very difficult for me to do that because I'm not flying. First, love your fly. First, love yourself. And in order to fly, you gotta first love yourself. If you don't first love yourself, you're gonna stay on the ground. And people always hate to stay low and stay on the ground. But until you cultivate yourself in that valley, you'll never go to the mountaintop. It's hard.
Come on. It will only be an illusion of what you want that mountaintop to look like. And it's never going to be what it's supposed to be if you're not honest within yourself, truly loving yourself, and like you said, and giving that back to other people. So speaking about love, I love taking this moment right now and allowing you the opportunity to honor two people that you believe has helped cultivate who you are right now? I want to give you that moment to honor them and then tell them why you thank them for where you are right now.
I have a mentor. So when I say on a physical plane, because on the spiritual plane, I got to go to Yahweh first quarter. You say that's for me to find out the true name of God, bro. For me, changed everything. That's really what changed my life when I found out the true name of God for me, Yahweh. So that's one, spiritually. Two, I would say is collective. I've had a collective amount of mentors, amount of love, from my family, from my friends, from just my walks of life, man. I've come across so many people that have seen a light in me that at times I didn't see in myself. And they was like, bro, we can't let you just do anything, homie, because you got something. Even before I had it, bro. Like, you always know you got a light, right? But until you recognize that, until you walk in it for real, you understand it. Because, you know, a lot of times people who have light, they're alienated because you have light and you in darkness, so you're an alien. You know what I'm saying? So when you're an alien to the darkness, then darkness wants to hate on you. Darkness wants to dim your light. And then, you know what I'm saying? Darkness doesn't like. So when we start to really understand the power of walking in who you are for real, and I keep going back to being really convicted in it, I have to thank my mentors. Who I got a mentor in every area of my life. You know what I'm saying? I have a spiritual mentor, health mentor, I got a wealth mentor, I had an international mentor, and I found him dead last year in his home, bro. It broke me down. It was traumatic. I didn't see somebody get shot before, man. I never seen nothing like this in my life. But I found his body, and it brought me into a dark space. But you know, through that darkness came so many other bright things, man. And I can just remember him saying some of the things he said to me before. And then I also had mentors that were like that taught me Arabic and taught me Hebrew and taught me, you know, I spoke French in college. You know, I took that international business route degree. That's what I got my degree in. So I had to take it for him. But aside from all that, these mentors were like, they seen something in me, man. And so now it's incumbent on me to be able to plant seeds in other people that I see light in. You know, because one thing I can say about when you moving and vibrating in a certain manifestation season of your life is like you find your tribe. You know what I'm saying? You find your tribe, man, and your tribe finds you, and it's like it's just a beautiful thing. It's powerful.
Yeah, you know, and just to kind of add to that, you know, I think a lot of times where people go wrong is this lie that we tell ourselves that we can do it on our own, right? That we don't need people to guide us. And it's like those God-given people that are coming in here to speak life into you are those very people who are needed during this process. We all need somebody. And I feel like the more we tap into, I got this, man, it's all about me, the longer it's going to take us to reach our purpose. Because our purpose is tapping
somebody
people.
Just took my word. Tribe down here. And she's right. Like, so my acronym for tribe is together, rebuilding intellect between everyone. You find your tribe together, rebuilding intimacy, integrity between everyone, right? When you get to a place in your life where you find your tribe, I might be a better cook. You might be a better hunter. You might be a better diplomat. I may be a better king, soldier, warrior, like anything, right? So what happens is you've never seen a lion try to come in the ocean to do what a shark does. You never seen a shark try to go in the air to do what an eagle does. But all three of them, they dominate their own domain. So if we imagine if all those three powerful animals synergized together and said, hey, man, if they come on land, I got them. Hey, the shark in water, I got them. And if you go in the air, I got them, eagle. Now we talking about a real nation. Now we talking about something that's unstoppable. But because we have no unity, we all separated. We all like this. We have no togetherness, so the power is not there. If I slap you, way less powerful than if I punch you. So that's what happens with. That's why they keep us so separated. And in the 5 power structures: politically, economically, socially, spiritually, and socially. So politically, economically, socially, spiritually, they keep us separated. What's the 5 P's? Oh, politically, economically, educationally, socially, and spiritually. That's the 5. So because certain people walking around, I got a certain education. You got a PhD, but you have no GOD. Some people walking around, they got a check. Socially, I'm here. I'm here. But at the end of the day, we all 3, 4, 5 paychecks away from being messed up for real. Then economically, we've been taught to spend our money on things that's frivolous, bruh. You know, we'll cry about going to eat healthy, but then you'll go to their concert and pay for somebody who don't care nothing about you. Or you'll go put 93 gas in your luxury car, but you'll put 87 in your body. You know what I'm saying? So like boom. And then socially, spiritually, it's all messed up. So I tell people, I just posted this on my Instagram today. I said, the reason we are suffering is because we got STDs. And somebody's like, what's STDs? Spiritually transmitted diseases. The spirit got a disease on it, man. And so that's what's happening, man. Because we are under spiritual disease, the spiritually transmitted diseases has us killing one another, has us hating one another, has us not living up to our full potential, to our purpose. So what's going
on? Come on. And that just kind of ties into what we're going through right now, right? Spiritually transmitted diseases, which is why the killings are at an all-time high, which is why the division is at an all-time high, which is why what we're being fed through television or through education or through whatever the media wants to spin is dead, because we are taking this transmission and we are trying to fuel something that is dead. We're trying to bring something to life that is not meant to live. It's meant to die. But we feed
that's
feed
why
that,
everything is inverted nowadays. Everything is in reverse. You know, and because of that, you can look at it. Bro, everything that's natural has been made uncommon, and everything that's unnatural has been made common. Think about it, right? And so because of that, once again, it just feeds into that beast that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I had a thought that came, but I lost it, but it'll come back to me, about what you were saying concerning like the death. Like in the middle of the word death is the word eat.
Yeah.
Be real. Whatever you eat, not just with your mouth, will determine your life or death. Now, in the middle of the word life, you have the word if. And how many people do you know, bro, that walk around living a what if life? Man, if I did this, if I did that, I would be awesome. If. Stop living a what if life, homie, and just do it. The prefix to the word authority is author. So when you author your goals, your visions, your manifestations down, you have to author it. It comes to pass. And that's what I'm saying. What's for you won't pass you, but you might pass it because you're not ready. You wrote it down. You did a little bit of the work, but you weren't really convicted in it. So because you weren't convicted in it, when it came to you, your opportunity came, you missed that audition that you had to take your shirt off because you weren't ready. You was eating and you was drinking and you was partying. Or you missed that meeting because you stayed up late tonight working on a job just over broke that you knew you supposed to quit a long time ago. See what I'm saying? Like all of these little things, right? But when you step out on your convictions, come on, man. I'm talking about.
You know, I was saying something earlier to a friend of mine, and she was so kind of like, what? And I'll say it here, I'll share it with you, and I'll even share with everybody who's tuning in. What does your dash say about you? What will your dash say about you? A lot of times, most of us are living this life to die. And the dash in between is what's purposeful. When people say who you were or who you are, what will that represent? What will your dash represent to people? What impact are you making? Whose life are you changing? Who can take your story and walk behind your footsteps and go, because of this person,
Absolutely,
I'm able
bro.
to do this.
No, you got to make your dash.
You know what I mean?
Because nobody's going to remember you for how big your house is, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive. People are going to remember you for how you impact their spirit, how you impact their soul. If you can't impact the person's soul, then you're not going to be remembered. You're not going to be memorable, because there's an imprint that has to happen for somebody to say, hold up, now that's different. You don't know you ugly till somebody pretty show up. You don't know you're unrighteous until righteousness hits you in the face. Know that. So because people don't know that and don't have that kind of energy connected to them, you giving your pearls to the swine. Like, bro, when I first became conscious of what's going on in the world, I wanted to get on the mountaintop and scream this shit from, hey, yo, liberation is over here. Come on. But talking to people who don't want to be liberated, homie. They want to stay in bondage.
Come on.
They want to stay locked up. They want to stay in captivity. So you got to leave them there. The best way, love you back. The best way to really lock into what someone, what you're doing, to have someone lock into what you're doing, is to say, I'm just going to live my life and be this example. Now, if you come up to me and ask me, I'll give you this information. But I'm done trying to convert or convince or coerce anybody to think like me, man. I just want people to think like me. I don't want you to think like me. I decided to think. That's what changed my life. So think like me. Don't think like me.
Come on. Just think like you. And and that's big in itself. And I don't think people sometimes understand that, right? I don't want you to think like me.
Like me.
I want you to
That's
think
what I'm saying, bro.
Like me. You know? Man, I really believe I gained a brother today. I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of times I've been doing these interviews now. I'm on season 4 of this show. And I'm truly thankful. Man, you've definitely made this day for me. I needed this conversation. A lot of times I don't always get to have them because I have to, I gotta gear towards what a person is doing.
You're doing your work, bro. But this is big. You, man, the people who follow you and who follow me and who's gonna watch this, they needed to hear this. They needed to be inspired. I'm not a motivational speaker because I don't have no motives. I'm an inspiration because I'm implanting in your spirit, in your soul, in your mind, to help you to maybe think differently. You know what I'm saying? So man, on season 4, that's an amazing honor, bro. And
thank you. How can we support you? What do you have coming up that you can tell us? Any sneak peeks besides the game? I know you told us about the game. Anything else that we can be a part of?
People keep asking about Ruthless. I don't want to be a spoiler, but if y'all haven't seen the season 3 of Ruthless, if
you haven't seen season 3, then you need to go, before you ask them any questions, just watch it, please, because
of course y'all can see
that's all I'm saying.
Cobra Kai, Underground Railroad, and the game season 1, the reboot, is on Paramount Plus. Those are the 4 current shows that are out. But like I said, Finding Happy comes out in September. 80 for Brady's coming out soon. We're filming. What's the show called? We're filming the game in August. I'm tripping, but I produced the show with a couple of my friends, and it's called A GOAT, and it's actually it's like American Idol but for motivational speakers. So it's called GOAT, and we got some offers on the table. We've already shot it. We're just waiting for the right offer before we go. But we got 2. We got BET Plus. We got Amazon on deck. So we kind of trying to figure out which route we're gonna go. So it's called and it's pretty dope. And so that's something that I've been working on, myself, as far as on the production side, because when you talk about controlling your narrative, you have to make sure that you creating things to do that, right? And so the GOAT is, we don't know what network, OTT platform, whatever it's going to be on yet, but I'll keep you all posted on that. You should be hearing something soon. But
and he didn't say this part, but I'm gonna let you guys know. Get his books, Greater Than the Game and Woke, Dictionary of a Conscious Mind. Because if you need to be I like this word. I'm gonna use it. Inspired, because of the word "in." Because now in my mind, I'm thinking about words that have "in" in them. "In." You need to be inspired. You will definitely.
It will. You got to go get woke.
It will.
And Greater Than the Game, and also I got some woke shirts coming out. I'm about to do the shoot for that here very soon. So you'll see the woke gear coming real soon, because people always wonder, why you posting woke? Why you always say hashtag woke? And I'm not one of these people who, woke now has become some kind of like meme. You know what I'm saying? But woke is a serious thing to me. Not only because I wrote the book, but because I think people are walking dead and we need to wake them up. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying woke. I'm saying woke fitness. I'm saying woke food. I'm saying woke everything. Woke 360. You see what I'm saying? Why I'm saying woke, because we got to wake up in every area of our lives, man, because we've been asleep for too long. That's what woke is not. They want us to call woke something that has to do with like a dog. I don't even want to go there, but you know what I'm saying? It's like they make memes from it, bro. And it's like, it's ridiculous to me. So yeah, the t-shirts are coming soon and the gear is coming soon. So stay on the lookout for that. But also, I want to say this before we wrap up as well, man. Like, it's not about me and it's not about you even, Courtney. It's about us, because, some of us are better than others of us, but ain't none of us better than all of us. Some of us are better than others of us, but ain't none of us better than all of us. And so that's why, for me, I recognize you got to find your tribe, because that's the other thing about it, though, bro. All of us ain't going to get it. Many are called, few are chosen. All of us don't want to evolve. All of us don't want to transcend. Want to stay asleep. So that's why I had to recognize I can only connect with my tribe and people that want to grow and elevate, because I'm not looking for a revolution. I'm looking for evolution. You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
And if you're not looking for evolution and you're looking for a revolution, you're going to keep going in the same circle. That's a revolution and expecting different results. And to me, that sounds like insanity. So, because it is.
Because it is.
So
it doesn't sound like it is.
I have to say that, man.
Yeah.
We got to find our tribe, and we got to stay connected to that tribe. And we have to sharpen one another. Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, and will sharpens will. So you have something and you support, then I have something and I support, and now we have an ecosystem where we bring it back. You know what I'm saying? And when you bring that kind of vibe back to the world, man, come on, bro. You can't help but win.
Right. Because we can do this together. There's nothing in nowhere that says that us working together.
The key though is like-minded.
Abominable.
Like, if somebody's mind is not like yours, they're gonna be a Judas. If somebody's mind is like yours, they're gonna hate on the mission. It's just, it always happens. The word community. In the word community, you have unity, right? The reason we don't live in communities because we don't have unity. We live in neighborhoods. And I always say, what you do with a hood, I put the hood over your head to hide the truth from you, so you don't know what's going on. When we lift the veil and we come over and we get the overstanding, oh, that's what that means. Now I can say, now I can get that thing called understanding, because I know what you gave me in school was a lie. How can Christopher Columbus discover someone people already here? How can I graduate? Bro, I graduated with a degree in international business. J'ai étudié français à l'école university. I learned how to speak French. Oh, great. But I graduated with a business degree, bro, and I don't even know what an EIN number was when I graduated. So that means, are you trying to liberate me? Or are you trying to keep me a sheep? I go through elementary, middle, high school, and college, and don't know what the FICO score stand for. know the importance of a FICO score, homie. So you can't be trying to empower me. I go through elementary, middle school, high school, and college. You don't tell me what food to eat. You don't tell me how much my liver weighs and what my liver does to help my body. You don't tell me what my pancreas does to help my body. So I don't know. I don't take it. I take it for granted. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I say it's not
right.
Education. They miseducation.
Yeah.
They're miseducating you. That's why money ain't power and education ain't power. Information is power. IN is power.
That's right.
Because if you get good information, you can display good power. Now, the last time I checked, I don't want you to have good power because I want you to be a sheep establishment. I want you to do things the way I want you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, at the end of the day, that's why these dialogues are important. That's why your platform is important. Because this is not what's on ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN. They only spitting fear. We spitting favor.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
So at the end of the day, man, like what you're doing, having platforms like yours, I like coming on platforms like this because we can talk truth without being censored. And even still, they're still trying to censor this. But because we have a certain tribe, we can speak in a way that they can understand and understand what we're saying without us getting canceled. You can't cancel. One thing about truth, truth can't get canceled. Truth will never get canceled.
At all.
Truth will always reign supreme. I know you got another show. I appreciate you, Courtney. Thank you, man.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Like I said, I could be here all day, and if it was up to me right now, I would have canceled the show and just kept this going. But I do have an obligation.
But let me tell you about your other guest. That's my brother, man. Like, let me tell you about Jay Holiday. Him and I used to do a bowling event every year at my nonprofit. Jay used to come every year, man, and support, man. Great brother. So when I seen him on your page, I hit him like, bro, it's been a minute, man. Keep going, man. I'm proud of you, man. Much love. So, you know, it was dope for us to connect with that too. You feel me? So y'all have a great interview. I'm gonna tune in a little bit and say what's up to y'all. And man, peace and power, love and light, man, to you, bro.
Man, it has been an honor. I will definitely be talking to you behind the scenes because we gotta do this again.
No facts.
This is only a part one.
We gonna run it
something greater. We definitely gotta meet back up. Everybody, this is now my brother and friend to the Courtney's Corner Show. Please make sure you are following Stevie Baggs Jr. If you aren't, because I said so. I love you all for watching, and I'll see you on another episode of One-on-One with Courtney Starks.